Hello, this is Todd Luck, and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles just teamed up with a pop culture icon, and no one had to do the ninja rap this time. This is a review of the Turtles of Grayskull, a 4-issue miniseries that just wrapped up. It's from Dark Horse Comics, and it's available at your local comic retailers. It's also available on Kindle, and will eventually be released in a collected edition. And so this is a non-spoiler review, and so I'm going to stick to showing you things that will not spoil the ending. So I've already reviewed the first issue, and so I'm not going to repeat myself here. So check out that video if you want to hear my thoughts on the first issue and the history of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and crossovers, my own history with the brands, what Turtles of Grayskull is, and me trying to do my best surfer dude voice. I'll just say briefly that Turtles of Grayskull is a toy line that crosses over between Masters of the Universe and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it tells the story of Shredder and Krang coming to Eternia and using magic mutagen to mutate He-Man and other Masters of the Universe into an army of evil mutants, and the Turtles have to go to Eternia to try to save them. And so the toys do have their own mini comics drawn by Freddie Williams, and he's also the artist on this miniseries. And the miniseries and the mini comic both tell their stories in their own way, and so they kind of explain it that there are different timelines where the Masters universe and the Turtles have met, so that's why this miniseries is a little bit different from the mini comics, and sometimes the mini comics are different from the other mini comics. You know what I'm saying. Mattel's not taking the story to this thing too seriously, and so you shouldn't either. So in my first issue review, I've already talked about that amazing first issue cover by Freddie Williams. It's incredible, it's iconic, and I love it to death. Definitely the best cover of this miniseries. But the other covers in this miniseries are also good by Freddie Williams, and I just love Michelangelo just chilling on the second cover here. And I like the third cover, but I do lament the fact that Krang got covered up by the logo at the top. You can see his tentacles, but unfortunately his face is covered up by the Turtles of Grayskull logo. And I gotta say, the artwork on the interior by Freddie Williams is amazing. He's done some great work in the past on Masters of the Universe and always wanted to draw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I gotta say, he draws both franchises equally well, and I hope this is not the last time he gets to draw Turtles. The story is by Tim Seeley, who brings a vast amount of knowledge about both franchises into this mini-series to create these new versions of the characters that meet. The story involves He-Man and the Turtles teaming up for a time travel adventure, and normally I love Seeley's work, but here it's a little bit too convoluted for my taste. I wish the story had been just a little bit more straightforward. However, I will say I do like the character moments that Seeley threw in there throughout the story, and I like the villain he chose at the end to be the final villain for them to fight. I thought that was kind of clever in the way that he tried to integrate the villain into both franchises. I just wish the story had been a little bit more straightforward and maybe focused on that villain from the beginning. To me, the artwork is the star here and the main reason for you to pick it up. Freddie Williams' artwork is amazing, and they even have sketches in the back, you know, character studies and cover treatments and stuff like that for you to look at. And even if I didn't like the story as much as I thought I would, it's still decent, and any excuse for Freddie Williams to draw a bunch of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff is okay with me. So if you're a fan of these franchises and you want a really well-drawn comic book, you might want to check out Turtles of Grayskull. Now, we do know what the next Masters of the Universe comic is already, but before I get to that, I want to do a quick toy update. So there's a lot of great stuff you can get on MattelCreations.com, and the latest is Hurricane Hordak, which came out this week. And I want to apologize because there was a mix-up in the video I did on the pre-orders for him. The date on the launch calendar is actually the early pre-order date for Club Grayskull members. The ordering for the general public who are not club members is 24 hours after that. I actually said the opposite in my video, but now I know, and knowings have to battle. Oops, wrong franchise. And we finally figured out what that mystery listing was for April 28th. It was a mistake. They took it off the calendar. As far as the Turtle of Grayskull toys go, which is available at retail and from online sellers like Big Bag Toy Store and Entertainment Earth, the line has lasted a lot longer than anyone would have thought, with a lot more figures. And is it over? Does it have more to go? We're not sure. But one thing is for sure is that He-Man Thundercats is available for pre-order right now. Brand new line of figures that is coming. And just in case you're curious, there was a He-Man Thundercats miniseries some years ago drawn by Freddie Williams. And while some of the figures here have similar ideas to that comic, they're going to be brand new designs, probably a brand new story. And I'm not sure who's doing the mini comics on these. And of course, as of the recording of this video, there are tariffs to deal with. And so for those who don't know, Mattel spent a fortune to move their manufacturing to Vietnam, which currently has smaller tariffs, but we'll see where that ends up. The bigger problem right now is that there is a 145% tariff on goods manufactured in China. And so that is screwing over everybody else in the toy industry and a whole lot of other industries. Big Bag Toy Store has started to put a disclaimer on some pre-orders saying that the price of the pre-order does not include the price that you may have to pay later for tariffs. And we're all just kind of hoping that at some point rationality wins the day on this. And finally, the next Masters of the Universe comic will be Masters of the Universe Andro, which is a one-shot that is solicited right now to come out on July 23rd. It's going to be a 56-page one-shot for $6.99. You're getting more pages, that's why you're paying more money. And it's going to be a new self-contained story that's going to have her, adapting to her role as Man-at-Arms. She's going to be trying to train some recruits, and she's going to get a call for assistance from Orcus Island and have to fight Count Marzo. It just sounds like a really cool self-contained story. The intriguing thing to me is that most one-shots are included in trade paperbacks. And so what trade paperback would this be included in? They would need another one-shot of equal size to fill it out. So it makes me wonder what else might be coming in the future. And I'll definitely be reviewing that Andro one-shot when it comes out. All right, guys. Like and subscribe for more videos. And until He-Man does the ninja rap, good journey.